safari to a place called Murchison Falls, and you see the animals back a ways. This year, I found a new place an hour from where I was staying, and we went to the lion's cage, and they said, "Do you want to go in?" And everybody said no, and I said yes. So I went in with the lions, and then I went in with the cubs, and one of the cubs tried to bite my arm several times. They do a lot of mixing the donkey with the zebra breeding, and they call them zonkies. And they have zebra legs and donkey bodies. And you can see them like down toward the bottom. But yeah, if you would like to go next year, I'll be glad to take you there. And you can go in the cage with the lions. In my village I live in Uganda and Kenya both, I live out in small villages. I'm the only white person in the villages. And this is the ambulance. It's a Rotary ambulance. So if something should happen to me in my village, I would be in that thing. Yeah. When I first arrive at my house in the village, these are the kids. I hope it's loud enough you can hear. Now, those are my neighbor kids. I didn't have bars around the front of my porch, but everybody would just walk in my house all the time. So I finally put up bars to at least keep them back until I go out. Okay. This is what a classroom in Uganda looks like. They have usually at least 150 to 200 kids with one teacher. The percentage is 45% drop out before 7th grade. And those that are fortunate enough to go on past 8th grade, 30% drop out. So not many make it through secondary school and get out of secondary. The schools are a disaster, but in January, we'll have the same president for 45 years now. And his wife, he put in as Secretary of Education, and his son is a general of the Army. So things won't change while he's there. So we do all these different things. Yeah, we have 3 prison libraries and 46 school libraries in Uganda. Every library has thousands of books. They get 3 times their school population. This last year, we restocked 17 libraries, and next year we're doing 2 new libraries and restocking 22, I think. And right now we already have 12,000 books ready to go. They all have spine labels and pockets and cards for borrowing. The high school helps us a lot.
How many libraries do you have in total?
Where?
How many
56
total?
right now. We'll do 2 next year. And then we're not doing any more new ones. We need to keep restocking what we have and quit putting in new ones. So we're doing 1 in Kenya and 1 in Uganda next year. So these kids only learn what they see on the chalkboard or what their teachers have them repeat. So to get a book, you can see their faces. They are quite happy to have books. This is a 2006 library. I put it in so that you could see we keep our libraries full of books. We go back and we restock and make sure the libraries are still like new, even our old librarians. We have librarians meetings in Kenya and then 2 towns in Kampala or in Uganda. They are funny. The first ones that get there watch for others coming in, and then they go, "Did you go to church on Sunday?" If they say no, they say, "You sinner, go sit at the back." And then they go around the table going, "Are you single? Are you single and looking? Are you single and not looking? Or are you married?" So then we have library training, and they have a great song that says, "We're together again." And then when they leave, they sing, "We'll be together again." Great group of people. Now this, I really hope you can hear well. These are some high school students. And they sing the Uganda national anthem first, and then you won't believe what they sing after that. Can you all hear? Yeah, they wanted to surprise me. Wasn't that amazing? I cried. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. All of our high schools have a RAD club, Read and Discover, that meets every week. And so this was part of our high school's RAD club, but the rest of them also learned it. So it was really amazing. I wasn't expecting that at all. I need to move quickly, I know. This is going into Kenya. This is my Maasai village in Kenya. The men and women both have their ears like that. Usually there's beads all the way around. We have 7 libraries in Maasai land and 15 sponsored kids. This year we restocked. I took 130 boxes of books into Kenya. And I told the driver I'd just ride with him. I forgot to look inside. The seat was all torn up. We got to the border. I was at the border 5 hours with everybody wanting money. And then after we got into Kenya, we were stopped 10 times by the police, all wanting money. Not a lot of money, but dinner money. They wouldn't even check what was in our truck. They just wanted money. So luckily, my driver had an idea that would happen, and he had gotten some smaller bills and kept them by him. When I thought we were finally finished, then the Kenyan Revenue Authority came roaring around us, flashing their lights, pulling us over. They told us back at the border, they had typed the direction we should go to my village, and we were on the wrong road and we couldn't go that way. We had to turn around, go back about 3 hours and go a different way. And my driver was so upset, he got out of the truck and just sat on the ground. And I kept arguing the fact and finally paid the bribe and he let us go. But I was in the truck 22 hours. 22 hours. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to do that one again at all. Here's some of our Kenyan kids. I like this sign. If you're lazy, please try another school. I thought that was brilliant. The guy on the right is a grandfather, and he came and asked if he could be a librarian. So we said, sure. Last year, Pflugerville Community Church gave money, and I stayed in Maasai Land. They wanted to put up a Bible college, so I stayed and did that. And this guy, Wilson, teaches music at the college. I took piano, then I took organ. Then my mother came home with an accordion. And so I take an accordion when I go. And I showed Wilson, first time he had ever seen one. And I said, I took lessons a year or two. And he said, I can play it in 5 hours. And I went, I don't think so, Wilson. He started playing in about 5 to 10 minutes and singing. I couldn't believe it. It was just. Yeah, amazing. So I have a bigger accordion, and I took and left him one. But yeah, we better go on. I'll be running behind here. I have about 9 or 10 Trudys in Africa now. This is Trudy. There's some things I had to do again this year. Last year, we talked about going up the mountain and putting 3 metal houses there. Nobody suggested to me that they needed to be insulated. And I had never built metal houses before. And so I went up the mountain on that horrible motorcycle. You can't take car or truck up. I had to get off a couple times. I was afraid it was going to flip backwards. But we got up there, and the houses were so hot. And so I managed to send insulation up, some on donkey carts, some on motorcycles, and we insulated all 3 houses. And so they're fine now. And then I needed to send furniture up the mountain. And you can send furniture on motorcycles, in case you haven't tried that. Yeah. And then last year, I took care of these 2 guys. The guy on the left has elephantiasis. When I Googled it, it said 120 million people have elephantiasis. Who would think? A mosquito bites a worm and then bites your leg, and the blood doesn't flow. I had him at a hospital. We did 2 surgeries, and his leg is smaller, but it was such a long period of time. He lost his job and had no way to earn a living for his family. So I went out to his village, and there was a rectangular building with single rooms in it. And we paid rent on one of the rooms and stocked it with flour and sugar and beans and everything you need to start a small store. And so now Abba Mary is running his store out in the village. On the right, Yakuti, I met him at the same hospital as Abba Mary. That hospital, you don't pay the doctor or the hospital. You only pay medicine, wraps, and buy food, which is wonderful. And I met Yakuti. His mother was crying because they had run out of money and didn't have money for the wraps or for food. So we took care of Yakuti for a while and became good friends. He had been a motorcycle taxi driver. He brought his motorcycle in his small 1-room house, and they were cooking on charcoal in it, and Yakuti poured gasoline in his motorcycle, and the whole thing exploded. And he is that burnt all the way down. So this year, again, he couldn't provide for his family, and we bought him a motorcycle so that now he can be a motorcycle taxi driver again. Some of this I raise money on Facebook to help if it's a big cost. So he rides, but he puts a covering over his face, over his arms, everything to do that. He was Muslim, and he asked me why I did it. And I said, that's what Jesus tells us to do in the Bible, to help others. And he said, I want to find Jesus. And he converted. So anyway, wonderful man. And last year at The prison, we have a library in a prison with 1,500 men. They read all the time. We provided, they had one sewing machine to make garments for 1,500 men. So we provided 7 sewing machines, and this year they needed a buttonholer. So I was able to come up with a buttonhole maker for them. I end up doing a lot of wheelchairs every year. The lady on the left, I was at a place and they came carrying her by her arms and her feet in front of about 100 people all the way across this long yard. So I met with her later and she couldn't walk at all. So we provided a wheelchair for her. The guy on the right, Benjamin, is 23. He had cerebral malaria when he was 7 months and went into a lot of convulsions. And since that time, his mind and his arms and legs have not been right. One of my sponsored kids wanted me to go meet Benjamin in the village, and his dad was keeping him inside their mud home, like on the floor, and all he could do was look out the door. So we provided a wheelchair so they could set him outside and let him have some fresh air at least. On the left, that is the entire house of 5 kids, one of our sponsored, and the mother. The kids all slept on what you see, the blue. That is where 5 kids would sleep, and mom had a broken down twin bed behind the curtain. If you wanted to sit in the house, you had to go outside. There was nowhere to sit. So every year I raise extra money and we provide at least 1 house, if not 2 houses. So this year we provided Justine a house.
Okay, thank you for providing for you and others. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. We're going to bless you. Thank you.
I still get a note from her about every week saying thank you for the house. One of our sponsored, they had no furniture at all in the house. They were sitting on the floor, sleeping on the floor, and we provided furniture. These are some little street kids, and they've gotten used to me, and they run for me. They want hugs, and they know I'll take them for food. Sometimes I buy them clothes. I can't save everybody. They have a place to sleep at night, but I take them for chicken and chips when I'm in their town. Right now, we have 26 college graduates and 53 sponsored. 14 of those are in college. We have meetings with them every year, and we send them to camp, and then we have one field trip. This year, I took the group in Kampala to Entebbe Zoo. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a lousy zoo. Yeah, the animals are far back away from you. But here's some of the things our kids study. Florence will graduate in November with her degree in education. All these kids are from the worst homes you can imagine. If I told you their stories, you would be, Yeah, Sam just got a degree in physics and already has a job teaching secondary, high school. Moses is my neighbor right across my dirt path from my house. He was teaching with a 1-year certificate, and now he has a sponsor putting him through college to get a regular degree. One of our first sponsored was John Mary, and he was our hotel van driver, and our group put him through college. Now he has a big office on the main street of the capital city, very important attorney, and does our work for us. Yeah. Gift will graduate from Beauty College in December. Musa graduated this month with a degree in IT and media, and thanks to his sponsors, has already started a business as a photographer. And he was, in fact, his house is not far from mine in the village. We built a house for them because they were in a mud house, and every time it rained, the rain inside the house came up above your ankles, every single room in the house. And we ended up building a house for Musa's family. His dad is a drunk. His mother makes herbal medicine, so they have no money. and now they have the college graduate. Oh, this is our kids singing. In a minute, it gets really funny. I don't know if I can do that. Now they get crazy. They are fun. We have fun meetings with all the kids together. The boy that was dancing, I went to his house this year. 7 kids, no man, the woman, and 1 plastic chair in the house. And he's in boarding school now. Most of our kids are in boarding school. This is a group that has come to my house ever since COVID, when I was locked down for almost the entire year there. Now all but two are in high school. The rest are now in college. They all live in my village. And I'm almost done, really. The next couple are just for fun. Every Sunday, I have 100 to 170 kids in my yard, and I give them treats or paperback books. It's every Sunday, and that I'm in the village, and they love to come. That is my Sundays in Uganda. When I walk down my village street, all the kids run to meet me, and they're all yelling, "Trudy, Sunday!" And I go, "Yeah, Sunday. You come on Sunday." Yeah. So our libraries are probably our focal point, because if they can't read, we'll have to do humanitarian work for them. So our libraries are so important, and we really believe if they learn how to read, maybe they can change Uganda. One last video just for fun. At our very first library, 2005, when I have a team come, they have track and field day for us. One thing, if any of you would ever want to sponsor a child, when our kids hit college, I need more sponsors. Primary, they can do 1 sponsor, secondary 2, but by college, they need another sponsor. And usually it runs about 200 twice a year if I can get 3 or 4 sponsors. But I still have all these kids coming up. So I'm going to need sponsors. If you ever want to sponsor a child, I can take pictures for you and send you letters and do that sort of thing. So to end it, this is track and field day at our first school. It'll give you a laugh. They do have music playing. It doesn't play on here, but they have music. And she lost. And the other, yeah. Yeah, the funniest thing they do, and I couldn't show it, I'd get in trouble for it, but they have 5-year-olds stripped down to their underwear, and then their shorts are a little farther up, and then their shirts, and then their shoes and socks, and then their school bags, and it's who can get ready for school the fastest. Yeah, that is really fun. But our libraries are working well. Like I said, we're going to do one in each country this year, and then we're stopping. We're just going to restock. The kids take them home to their houses, and sometimes they don't even come back to school because they're kicked out because they can't pay fees. And so our books end up at home. So we have to restock a lot, but we only send hardback, and they have to be brand new or like new. I won't take trash. And I'll take paperback to give out to my village kids, but not to put in our libraries. They have to be hardcover. So, any questions?